another video on the topic is tricking. You know, the topic is, you know, use a dog, use no mud. Be a trick, give you what you want. Yeah, man. Continuing on from the other video, I was talking about getting with chicks you're compatible with and just bypassing all the resistance. Chicks, women who put up resistance. That includes women who are like kind of nonchalant about you, who are on the fence about you. All that is hostility, man. It's like pending hostility. Woman who kind of like put on the face and facade, who act like she impressed and all that stuff. Don't deal with them. Woman who act like she impressed, she really ain't impressed. Don't deal with the kind of women who negotiate sex. You gotta ask for sex. Don't deal with them. You gotta think about forever to death do your part if you're trying to go that far with it. So a lot of you women, y'all don't think about that. How guys think. You put that stuff in perspective. Some guys don't. They end up married women. They gotta ask for sex and plan out a schedule to have sex. All that stuff's supposed to be spontaneous, man. Having sex, it shouldn't be a chore. Even if you get to the point that it kind of feels like a chore sometimes, you just gotta lay there, man. Like man, when I'm talking about later, I'm talking about, let's say you sleeping with a dude, your dude, whatever, talk to the lady, you know, in the morning, you may want some, or at night, you know, you gotta expect that he might stick it in, and when he stick it in, you can't have no attitude about it. Damn, nigga, you just had something. Can't be none of that kind of talk. None. And you want this guy to marry you, right? Like, you know, that means he got to cut off access to all kinds of other women who don't really give him resistance, or women who we can bounce around, different women who we don't have to deal with resistance. Because all y'all will put up resistance if you just did it with one of y'all. But if you have multiple access to women, you can kind of just bounce around them. You know. Also found out a thing that there was a shot, a prep shot, man. People who, you know, you catch other diseases, but you can take like a 2-month shot, every 2-month shot, or every 6-month shot, man. Because you catch an HIV, I didn't know they had such a thing. Throwing that out there, you know. So it's like you still gotta worry about like other stuff like herpes, you know. That's most everybody has herpes 1 already. Some people has herpes 2 but don't have symptoms. But almost everybody in mama got herpes 1 because when you're a baby, most people kiss babies on the lips, so you know it's spread that way. That's the cold sore virus. Some people get cold sores, some people get them less, some people get them bad, you know. So that's how that goes. But just throw that tidbit out there. That's interesting. Yeah, man, you know, you want guys to kind of like be exclusive. Sex is a big part of why a man would get with a woman. You gotta think about, why would a guy sit up and talk to you? You know, you can't fight. You know, you can't put up a fight. You can't have his back in a fist fight. You know, sex is off the table, what else you got? And what's included in sex is the energy behind it also. Sexual energy, that eroticism. That makes a man feel good too. You know, the way you hold a man, you know, how you brush up on him. You know, all that stuff ties into it. If you're not a sexual woman, you're not gonna even get that. You know, you ain't gonna rub his thing when y'all sleeping together. You ain't gonna do none of that stuff. You ain't gonna show no kind of this is my DICK energy. Ownership. You ain't gonna be like that. See, that's what a man wants. They always talk about what y'all want. Besides sex. But we want the other part of it, the eroticism. Start touching, start rubbing. You know? Don't say this is your pussy and that's it. This is your pussy and grab this stuff, trying to stuff it in, all that stuff. That is my fantasy, but it's basically, you know, I think I can speak for most men, heterosexual men out here. That's what we want. Mean it. Just throwing words out there. You know, you gotta bring that negotiating sex energy. Just a rap. And we're gonna make the schedule. You got some people like that, they get pompous, high and mighty. You know, that's when sex is fizzling out. You start scheduling. Oh, we don't have sex on this day. Kind of like what Dave Chappelle was saying in the skit. You got some people who think like that. Usually that's a dumb and white society. People think they somehow that they above sex. Sex is carnage, it's savage. You're not above it, man. You're not above sex unless you're above it. Well, that's a eunuch or something. But the key to a lot of women, a lot of you women with children already, y'all have that energy, that get your ass in the house and wash them dishes energy. Let me get my belt. So that kind of energy, you can't be talking to a guy like that. You're trying to talk to a guy like that's your kid and all that. Buy one something, you gotta buy them all something. When you have a child as a woman, out of wedlock or even if you was married now, you're a widow or divorced, you gotta be humble. You're the one who's in need. So that's the thing, like, why does a guy have to get with you? You got a child. You give it somebody who only had that baggage. I'm not saying the child is bad, it's baggage, trash or something, just saying, like, it comes with a certain mentality. Like, women with children have a certain mentality that's not appealing. Most cases. That man gonna know he's gonna be last place. It's different if it's his child. He can accept that. We can accept. You know, I don't have children as of yet, but I can accept because that's my child. I can accept, you know, not being prioritized at times. But even still, that comes with a caution. That'll be something that makes sense, though. But with a child that's not a man, she gotta, they really don't want to deal with that. So think we gotta fight off ideas about blowing people's brains out, or bashing their head in, or just putting a knife in somebody's neck. Y'all don't understand how guys think, man. Like testosterone, all that stuff. Our minds is more brutal for how we deal with things. Even a little chump dude, think he a chump. He might have something. He's thinking about a shotgun. Might not be able to beat up a dude. He's thinking about catching that dude off, where you're not even expecting, and blowing his head off. It's like, man, y'all be putting dudes in dangerous situations with your baby daddies. And y'all think your baby daddy is civil enough. Guys would go from 0 to 100. Thinking, man, I got to deal with this for decades until it's over. I got to put up with this. No, thank you. Hey, you fine and all to many women and children who would apply to. That's what a guy think. You fine and all, but I ain't about to stay with you this long. This dude's still around. Or these dudes still around. You got access. Okay, that's your child. That's his child. You gotta see his child, but I don't have to be with you permanently like that. Then that's all it is, man. That's how chicks, y'all become perpetual baby mamas, man. Like y'all become perpetual jump offs. It's like guys, we find it hard to commit to y'all. Then we look at some of y'all been there, done that. Y'all had y'all family. But, it's over. Like, you need to accept. It's like, that's all we think. You need to accept your fate, man. Y'all be like, I can't accept that. That's what it is. Your fate is what it is. You're not going to change it, man. You're not going to pray it away. See, the thing with prayer, you got to be moving in a certain direction. You got to be moving towards what you're asking for. You want a good man, or a man of a certain caliber, you gotta be that. You gotta be moving towards that. You gotta be already in you. You can't teach a woman good values. Good values, wholesome values, or values, or skill set suitable. Well, you can teach skill set, but you can't teach discipline. Like marriage, because marriage is a personal kind of discipline. It ain't like the military or something, where you're kind of forced to be that way. You gotta want it. You can't be lazy about it. You gotta understand you're dealing with another personality. You gotta think, like, why would this guy want me? Want to be with me? You're lazy. You always want to order DoorDash. You always want me to deliver your food and all that stuff. Guys like me. You can't cook, you're not trying to cook. You think wives don't have to do that? That's old-fashioned. That's what marriage is. Marriage is the ultimate old-fashioned tradition. Don't y'all know that? Ain't no new age version of doing it. There's always been one way. You want to have a voice in a relationship. You gotta think, the kind of guy, you gotta think, the kind of guy you want. Why would he want to put up with your insight, your conflicting ways? A lot of y'all want dudes, y'all talk about y'all want a masculine man, manly man, take charge guy. You're not going to put up with no sass. You got a strong man. It's not a strong man, that's a weak man. A weak man will put up with your and your sass. I got it twisted. Strong guy, he'll be like, I can do better than this. I can do better than her. I don't have to take this. And that's the thing, but a lot of that sass, guys will take it for a minute. They really feeling you, like your looks and all that. They absorb some of it, but it always get us in the end. Some guys sooner than later, because it always catches us off guard. Might be just chilling. Really, the worst kind of rage comes from when a person is in a serene state of mind. And when you're at your most peaceful, somebody come just tear shit up, you gonna almost want to kill, if not want to kill that person, man. Because your mind gonna make a split-second decision and look at this individual like a problem starter. Like, why would you do this? It's like, I'm gonna kill your ass. Like, what you hit me in my mouth with that shoe for? Like, you see, I'm telling you, man. Like, y'all gonna have me throwing stuff. You know, some children. You know, some children that hit you in the mouth with something. Watching TV, just minding your business. You gotta hold yourself back. Put all your might behind the punch. That's what I'm talking about. That's the tricky thing. A lot of you women, y'all like to come at guys with the negativity when we in a peaceful state of mind. We just mind our business, relax. That's why dudes be beating chicks up, man, at the club. And guys be shooting up the club, man. Like, you'll have bouncers start overly roughing up dudes, man. Some dudes, usually you see the bouncer does, dude, he be drunk and all that, or, you know, you didn't have to put that kind of thing into it, harm into it, to what you did to the person. They didn't come back and shoot the club up. It's not just embarrassment, it's person mind is perceived as hatred. Like, this guy just gonna go overboard. He ain't had no kind of no understanding about nothing. Like, he ain't never been drunk. You gonna slam me on my head. You gonna put me in a chokehold, choke me out, and kill this motherfucker. That's how you perceive it. You really think about how you perceive your hatred, your anger. And when people do stuff to you, you feel you deserve it. A lot of times, you don't. Captain Savings, man, a lot of them dudes get killed, man. Dudes who stand up for women, because a lot of them guys, they allow the women to disrespect the guys. And that guy, he looking, he like, man, this dude ain't say nothing to her. He ain't trying to get in between her and me. You know, I'm the stronger one, the one who can do her the damage. Why you not trying to pull her? Like, why you coming at me? Like, is he with her or something? Then you try to check the guy when he finally get enough. And he like, man, this dude, like, he wanted me to get hit or somebody, bro. I'm gonna kill this nigga. Kill this dude. So that's how a lot of you guys, people out here, y'all need to start digging deep. Start seeing that's what's going on, man. You can't be disrespecting dudes. No matter if you can beat the dude up, you can still beat your ass with the bullets. Catch you when you least expect it. And a lot of y'all not really imaginative. Y'all think to death, the dude with the gun can only come at you one way, facing you. What's up now, nigga? You got some dudes out here, man, they can just take your head off hundreds of yards away, man. If they was really had the resolve to do it, sit outside the club. I don't understand why dudes don't get caught. Like, dude with the choppers, dude with the automatic rifle. Them guns got ranges on them, man. Range. You don't have to spray somebody up in a drive-by. You can just post up, wait for the dude, have a scope. There you go, right there. Take his head off. He gone. Would you even get caught? You got the right side. I'm just saying, I ain't trying to give an idea. It's just so simple, man. Like, you don't never hear about dudes getting at their ops like that. They always get at them emotionally. But a lot of people start acting right if that was the way of the land. Now, this dude can just get this dude. He can just follow him home. stop. What happened to such and such, man? Yeah, remember that night he had roughed old dude up in the club? I don't know, I ain't seen him. Just, I don't know what happened to him. Man, dude, man, you know, he did dude dirty, man. I don't know, something might have happened to him. You might have some dudes in there getting rowdy right in the club, beat up a dude, knock him out. A dude find out who he is, where he live, why he eating at the dinner table, holding his little daughter's hand. Several hundred yards away, just take him out just like that. Next shot, gone. Nobody seen who. Everybody like, who did it? Who did it? Who did it? I'm just saying, man, it could get worse. All that comes into play, ladies. I think I went off into the deep end. I try to fit a lot of stuff in, try to get y'all to see where I'm coming from, how men think. Some men think emotional. Well, all men think emotional. You can't separate the emotional from the human being. I'm gonna sit up here and try to shame the guy getting emotional. That's not gonna make a man not be emotional. Emotional guys are dangerous, man. Reckless. Shoot you in the head and then start thinking about the consequences later. I'm saying, man, you want to put that element, baby daddy element. The dude trying to get with you. Disaster. Yeah, sometimes it work. A lot of times it could work. That don't mean it's gonna work for you. I'm talking about a stepdad kind of family. Man, being a guy, you never know what kind of guy you're dealing with. One day you may have that guy, he just sit down, be thinking to himself, would I be able to pull this chick if she didn't have that kid? You have a guy doubting himself. Or he may come to the realization that, you may have settled for him. And really you don't settle, but you kind of do because he wasn't your first. Typical guy you would go for. That's not a plus to say that. To ever tell a guy he's not the typical guy you would go for. So you're settling there. Some guys don't care. Some guys really don't care. For whatever reason, they don't really care. Then you got some guys, man, the typical guy, we care. You got a kid. So I'm getting a used womb. I don't have no kids. So my first kid got to come out of a used womb. My seed. Come out of a womb that already had a child in it. Even a chick who had like an abortion or something, miscarriage. Like, man, it was a child. They got first dibs in their womb. Something died out your womb. My child got to come from that. From me. My child's holiness got to be tainted. That. I'm telling you, man, it can get deep, ladies. You got guys who got all kinds of mindsets out here. So she had a C-section. Guts was on the table. I don't want my child to come out and do some guts. I want my child to be born from a vagina like it's supposed to be. Man, I'm telling you, y'all don't know what's waiting for y'all, ladies. Y'all think y'all know guys. Oh, guys just want sex. This kind of stuff I'm saying, I used to talk to my homeboys back in the day. Not this to this degree, you know, because we were still like teenagers. But we used to get deep. We used to be sitting up for hours, sun up to sundown, talking about life, what we want, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of strange things that the common white person don't think black dudes talk about. Dudes in the hood posting up talking about. I'm talking about, man, we used to have hour-long sessions of talking about all kinds of stuff, mind-twisting stuff. I know weed induced. This before any of my friends started smoking weed. It took a long time for, you know, one of them started smoking. This way before. You know, this, you know, it took to him to get this down there, what, 30. Start smoking weed. But we used to talk about all kinds of stuff. Mind-bending stuff. Discussions that make you feel weird after you walk away from it. That's how I go, man. But at least y'all don't know what guys out here who think of something. Some of these guys y'all think are just mindless brutes, and some of these dudes are like that. They're not really deep thinkers. Some guys don't hear all that. And again, even those guys, they may take the right kind of guy for them to mesh where they can talk about stuff like that. But really, you're letting your guard down. But a woman can't really bring that kind of stuff out of a guy because he gotta always be on his guard with a woman he's dealing with, lest she see him as a chump or somebody to walk over, or stump all over. Pause. Back at it. Another thing too, man, you got women out here, a lot of y'all women, hear guys like me talking. Y'all think it's nonsense. You try to find comfort. Thing is, man, like, some of y'all, man, I don't know, it's kind of like, I guess like the incel thing, but in reverse for women. As far as y'all finding guys to commit. Y'all looking at it from a gender standpoint, man, like men and women, boys and girls. It's a societal thing, man. This society doesn't cater to like marriages like that. It's not a very disciplined, sexually disciplined society. You can't blame black people for it, man. This is everybody hand in it. A lot of you women, y'all complain about the Muslim society, and that's just the extreme. That kind of discipline, you know, or back in the day kind of discipline, you know, pre-civil rights, you know, family meant a lot. But even back then, that discipline was based on needing help, helping each other. So it's like kind of like, just to go to show you, like, yeah, androids ever got built, machines doing most of the work, human labor. A lot of these traditions don't exist anymore, like marriage. None of that stuff would exist. There would be no need for marriage. Really, it's not, you know, unless you just want companionship or help. Depending on how lifelike the android machines can get, they can get real life light. Yeah, you probably, you know, get your sexual rocks off. android behave just like a human being. I'm talking about some real ultra advanced stuff. I'm talking about so advanced with the machines to where androids can give birth to other androids. I'm talking about that level. I'm talking about a nanoscale. Android have molecular semen. He inject inside of another machine. That android developed like a baby inside that womb. Nanites manufacturing the machine and grow, come out like a little baby. Because that's the point of being small anyway, so it can fit through, a woman's vagina. Compact, come out compact. It might not eat human food. It might have to eat like silicone or something, like real elements. Whatever they consume, they have some hydrochloric acid or something to break it down. Some ultra strong acid, some kind of strong base. Nanomachines go to work, start extending limbs, bones, metallic bones, or silicone bones. This can get real interesting with the technology. Hell, if we get to that point, human beings will be fused with robotics, android tech. Be some kind of synthoid creature, no longer fully human. Hell, they get to the point where, let's say, an android, hyper advanced, ultra advanced android, have sex with a human. He won't even hijack. He won't even completely make an android baby. It might get to the point where it might be some kind of hybrid. Technology might get so ultra advanced where it'd be like in harmony with the egg and develop a human android hybrid. Come out looking healthy, have a bunch of android enhancements. Then when that same android has sex with another android, then it becomes fully android with ultra advanced technology and everything. So you can get deep. Have sex with the human, but still an enhanced human being. Synthoid human hybrid. But then they have sex with an android who's ultra advanced android still. It's endless. Technology is endless. See that? Marriage won't even be a thing. The Bible talk about in heaven there's no marriage. He'll lose to something different. The Pharisees try to trip up Jesus. Talking about one brother had a wife, and then the brother died, and the next brother married him according to the law. Supposed to marry whoever, the widow or your relative, so they keep their bloodline going. And that's interesting of itself. That right there, to keep the bloodline going. Seem important, don't it? But yeah, they said 7 brothers had the one 6th brother's wife. Then they all died. Whose wife would she be? In the afterlife. And God said, you don't know the power of God. In heaven, there's no marriage and giving away for marriage. As in, there's no marriage. Nobody be giving away the daughter's hand in marriage and none of that stuff. Because that's the thing. You say you be perfect. Then it goes on to say you be perfect like the angels in heaven. It goes on to talk about the whole purpose of procreation is because people die, man. Beings die. If beings were immortal, they would have no need to procreate. Procreation procreation is kind of like a pseudo way of immortality, is to keep the species alive. Probably who's not suited for immortality, or who just designed not to be immortal. May not have even had to deal with a fall. So people talk about the fall of man in the Garden of Eden. Yeah, I'm going into deeper realms. But Adam and Eve was never immortal to begin with. They had to eat. They was like, if you could say they was immortal, but it was conditional. It was the kind. It's different levels to immortality. It's the kind that you got to keep eating the God's fruit to survive, to live, and to be safe. Or the kind where you can be killed, but you can always reconstitute your body. So there's different levels. Or the kind that's like a Superman, indestructible, with no weaknesses. You're better than Superman. You got different levels. The kind that's intangible, phase through things. You can't even hurt this person. Or this thing, this being, this world. There's different kinds of immortality. Flames don't flash. Laser beams and energy weapons flash. That's another story. It's an interesting way of saying grid, a laser grid is guarding the tree of life. Y'all want to look at it like that. How would they have, even back during the 1900s, some family members remember the Bibles, and they will remember that. Flashed every which way. Basically saying something was just guarding, beams was darting around, keeping the tree of life. Throwing all this out there because it all adds to the marriage, traditions, how people think about stuff. They look at things as holy, and holy means complete. It's not just an air of holiness. Oh, so very holy. I'm so holy. Oh, I'm so pure. It just means complete. Holy, you're whole, full, not lacking. Man, start thinking more effort. I want to be married. Got a ring on. He put a ring on it. It's a ring. Got a ring, girl. Can't cook, can't clean. House is a mess. Babies get on your nerves. You don't want to do nothing. Babies get on everybody. Babies crying get on everybody's nerves. But something should be in you. Warm, caring mother. don't have no social skills. Husband gets sick, you don't know how to pay no bills. You don't know how to do no taxes on TurboTax, nothing. Family just fall apart. You start cheating. That's all you know how to do best is sleep with dudes. That's really your skill set. A lot of your ladies out here. Proof is in the pudding, man. Just stop playing games. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Y'all just don't accept it, man. A lot of y'all don't accept it. That's what y'all good at. Getting smashed. Pleasuring men. Y'all don't accept that about yourselves. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, even in the Bible, it kind of alludes to how y'all behave. You know, in the Bible mentions about a woman would long to be with a man, but that's kind of like what it is. A woman longing to be with a man, like, and he would rule over you. That's what it says. Genesis, like after the fall, after the sin. Like you see that now. See, the other people try to say it means something else, but that's what I see it to mean. Like the nature of you women out here, y'all long to be with men. Y'all want to be married so bad. Even if they ain't say anything about a marriage, like even if there wasn't no title for it, y'all still had that longing to be close, acknowledge the fellowship with a man so bad. But he will rule over you. What does that mean? That means despite all that effort, he still will do what he wants. That's what that means. Man still do what he wants. That's that ruling over. He rules over your heart, you know, your mind. Man said in that sense is plural. Not singular per se. It can be when addressing singular issues. Man, the son of man, mankind, plural. The light of man, the sun, S-O-N. You don't say S-U-N because you're talking about the sun that's in space. So you say S-O-N, that's another way of saying the sun, the light of man, the son of man, the light bringer, the truth bringer, the illuminator. But a lot of y'all women, man, y'all don't understand, y'all just really kind of like just caught up. You long to be with a man, you want to fellowship with a man, you want to be on video chats, getting acknowledgement, sitting on your ass, jaw full of food, men talking to you, you want to be able to act like you're the queen, laugh at some dudes who get on. I'm seeing y'all tags. Really, it's also tags, video chat. It's like World Star Hip Hop video chat. Like that technology is, the network is all linked. It'd be the same people. Y'all saying, y'all ladies on there, y'all be just sitting down. You know, some of y'all had y'all chest out. And a lot of you dudes, y'all don't understand. Maybe y'all just don't care. Y'all just give y'all power away. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, like, you heard Tariq Nasheed talk about the seed of a man. Don't give your conversation away to women. That's, if you a dude who know how to converse well with women, like, you're entertainment. Like, you an entertainer when you get a woman through a day. Like, your conversation is more important to her than her talking to her girls. See, women, they can only talk to their girls about dudes. You know, they don't really talk business talk like that, all chit-chatting with each other like that. It's always about dudes and some other chicks. Well, a woman, she can actually talk about all kinds of stuff, the mysteries of life, See, they don't have no sense of desperation that you need to be in. Women, y'all need to be desperate. Y'all don't need to be getting easy access to guys' conversation. That's real potent, the conversation element. I'll be just throwing the conversation at these women, getting them through the day. That's very important, conversation. That's why when you have women on these dating sites, websites talking about they want to be stimulated mentally. That's what they're talking about. They want your conversation. Stuff they should be paying for. Giving it to them for free. That's why I stopped conversing with women. I want to talk to women. I kind of, it ain't that I lost the skill to, my skill to talk to women has diminished. It's just I don't really care to, because I know it's valuable. They shouldn't get it, man. They shouldn't get it for nothing. I'm telling y'all, man, if you know how to converse with women, even if you're not really good at speaking like that, if you can hold a conversation, hold an interest for a long time. Talk about nothing. Talk about what you want to talk about. Relate to some of the things you're talking about. That's very valuable, man. Valuable. I'll be giving it away. So by the time she by the time some dude try to step to her, she got her batteries recharged. She had like 20 different conversations with dudes, decent conversations. So she get to you and she's like, what do you got to offer? What do you got to offer? Entertain me. My subject. Entertain me, my subject. Just got through talking to 100 dudes who tried to talk to me. Some of them had a better conversation than you. Chicks talking about they want some money and all that. $80 for head, $150 for ass, $200 for both. That kind of shit. So y'all be talking to these women, man. Filling their heads. So what I'm saying, you're not supposed to talk to women. All I'm saying, you're supposed to choose your words and keep it curt and short. You're not really supposed to be chitty chatty with these women, because it get them in a mindset where they don't have to do nothing. That's why they don't do anything. They're gonna smash the dude they want to smash, and then they come online and talk to y'all. They get the best of both worlds. They don't have to really talk to the guy who blow their back out. They can just hop online and get their fix, their emotional fix, by talking to you chumps online. Like when chicks be talking about they want to video chat me before they see. I don't do none of that stuff. I'm not gonna video chat these chicks, man. You need a video to go on a date with me or to see me. I'm not messing with you. I ain't asked for you to see you. Guys, it's crazy, bro. You just want to chit chat, and that backfires too, fellas. You chit chat with chicks, man, before you meet them. They get their daily fix, emotional fix, and then they lose interest. Then they don't want to see you no more. They take your energy and add it to the guy who don't really talk to them like that to blow their back out. Use you to make a complete man out of the situation. Don't be that dude, man, who get used. Fuck all that, man. For these chicks, man. Don't be the dude who feels sorry for chicks because they be moaning. Let that marinate. Chick be moaning loud during sex. The dude blowing the chick back out, you be feeling sad about it. Man, he hurting her or I'm hurting you. Don't be that guy. Hitting the chick, breaking the chick off. start dealing with women, you start seeing, man, that a lot of women, man, it's like you have enough in you. You talk about a lot of different subject matters. You talk to dudes that, talking to women about certain things is not really necessary. You know to go and research and, fellowship with other men. Men, we get our knowledge fixed by dealing with each other, really. And women who like elder women, or women, or if they our age or young, they had a quote unquote old soul. You gotta think about what kind of guy you are, or what kind of guy who will sit up and you that dude who talk chit chat with women. What kind of guy does that? That's what I did in high school. I did that on the phone. High school. Talking about landline stuff. Hours. Talking about nothing. Mix in sexual talk every now and then. Didn't go nowhere, man. Just buddy stuff. Call you all the time. Tell you their problems. Okay, that's cool. But I'm gonna be talking about that stuff all day. Chitty chatty. Don't go nowhere. Some of those guys out here, man, just I would say this. There's a time and place for chit chat, and the only way I really can do it now is pillow talk. That's different, see. So pillow talk, that's the real level. That's how alpha male or men who have a certain level of experience with women, that's how we like to discuss topics, laying in bed together, intimate setting, hold each other. Could be naked, might not be naked. Or might have a drink with a woman, be on the couch together, close. I can do it that way too, but not on no damn over the phone or video chat or some kind of public chat. Or some platonic stuff. You can only really, as a man, you can only really be friends with female relatives. A woman you're not really attracted to like that, and even that's not really guaranteed. As far as a chick you're not really attracted to. The moment called for it. But the thing a guy talks about, the thing a woman talks about, they tend to be different. Like, I'm not saying different for us, like everything is different. I'm saying like the things, woman-based things, women talk about, guys-based things, we tend to talk about. And a lot of times you got to be kind of temper your words as a man talking to women, especially when you chit-chatting. You put your foot in your mouth. Your mouth. Sometimes you just run out of stuff to talk about. If you run out of stuff to talk about, just be silent and listen. And find something that you say that's interesting. That's what I do. I don't run out of stuff to talk about. It's always interesting, really, hearing what you got to say, though. But I still don't like chit-chatting. I don't really like talking about that. Chit-chatting. See, I find like information to talk about in the conversation. Somebody say something, information, I'm gonna say something, pick my interest a little bit. Talk about that. Women do know things, so they be knowing stuff. They get in good. So pillow talking, they get information from pillow talking with other dudes, or free food at, or free drinks, free clubs, you know. Or to get you on the wait list to get a free coat or something. Anything, they know stuff. Get your children some backpacks for school. You got children. You know stuff. But, you know, you gotta keep that in mind, ladies. Talking to dudes. Some dudes ain't gonna chit chat with you. They boring. Just they don't really want to talk like that. They all a lot of talk, all a lot of chit chat. And that's what happens. The older guys you deal with, they're gonna be less talk. That's how it is with me. Like, when I was young, I used to talk too much in class. That's why I failed the grade. That ain't the only reason. I did miss a lot of weeks of school, so in third grade, so that's all I got held on. And I missed a lot of school circumstances I ain't gonna mention. But yeah, I was talking all the time. Hard to focus. Well, maybe I was ADHD back then. They had that stuff like that in the 80s, late 80s, late 80s. Third grade, late 80s. But yeah, you know, as I got older, I just talking. It's like I do every now and then when it's something to talk about. A lot of you women out here, y'all want a husband. Y'all need to go about it another way. Y'all really need to come in, guys. The guys y'all like, the same part, like a prospect, you're not gonna get around the sexual aspect. It's not just giving him sex, jumping on his bone. You gotta be erotic. You gotta be an erotic woman. Sexually erotic. You gotta be touchy-feely. Start grabbing stuff. That kind of woman. Putting putting his hands on your chest. You know, be a guy, you know, kind of like laid back, grab his hand, put it on your ass and all that. Both cheeks. You gotta be that kind of woman. An erotic woman, even if a guy find it hard to be faithful, because it's still women like that, like even though it's, you know, I ain't with them, I still think about it. Because they was erotic. Those are the kind of women that leave a lasting impression on you guys. Erotic woman. Damn, she just sucked my dick the moment I got in the car. I still think about that chick. Didn't have to ask her nothing. Then they beat her up with a stick, like Kevin Samuel would say, yeah, hit him up with a stick. That's what you want, man. When you're driving, man, you don't gotta ask for it. Tell a woman during sex to get you hard, she suck your stuff instead of jack you off. See, you're dealing with an erotic woman. Massages. How many of y'all ladies give guys massages? Like, y'all just erotic. Y'all just massage your shoulders, guys' shoulders. Kiss a guy in his neck. Would you kiss a guy in his neck sometimes? See what happens. Just think about it, fellas. You talking to a chick. She just leaned over and started kissing you on your neck. Woohoo! Nigga, go ridiculous, nigga. It's usually guys who kiss women on the neck. So just imagine a woman just did it. You're on a date with a chick, you might not think she's feeling you. She start kissing you on your neck, dog. So guys, I already get that. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. Guys who don't. You talking to a chick, she just put her hands in between your legs. She didn't grab nothing. She just, your inner thighs, continue talking like there ain't nothing happened. See, that's the kind of stuff that a woman who's feeling a dude does. She does those kind of things. See, guys, we respond to sexual stimulus. That's how we know you really feeling this and how we remember you. It feel like a chore to deal with you. Damn, I had to get her high drunk just to hit. I had to sit up and chit chat all day and lie and tell her stuff I ain't really want to say just to hit. Man, I married this chick. No. That's how dudes begin sucking in to marry women. It's usually women who are erotic, the capture dudes. Think about Sierra, she had a child. See, a lot of y'all women, y'all like to talk about her. Sierra, I don't know Sierra, I don't know her personality, but how she dance. Think about it, man. Sierra's athletic, she's sexual in how she dance. She got strength. She probably put it on dude. I gave his ass a muscular pelvic thrust when she was on top. Made his ass fall in love, boy. I know that's what she did. She probably was talking dirty to him, throwing it back. Slapping her own ass. Settled in, got and had children, and y'all have lost that or don't have a desire to be that way. Thinking about your own children busting in the bedroom on y'all. That's what we got to deal with, dealing with a single mother. Women with kids, they don't really have that sensuality like they used to. Like y'all used to. Now y'all just use sex as a bargaining chip. It's not gonna work to keep a dude long term. I'm telling y'all, so this video is real. I'm in the mood to talk about it. I'm not gonna keep no dude. We gonna hit it. Think about the work it took to hit it. I'm thinking about every time he hit, he got to do some kind of work. The kind of work that is not really, it doesn't flow. There's no fluidity to the sex. It doesn't flow naturally. It's like it's forced. Woman doing it because she got some weed or something. Drank. You had to get her in the mood. She wasn't like already ready to go. So that's the woman that God wanted to marry, the woman who's already ready to go. Come through the door, take you on a date, jump in his arms, jump in his lap. If a dude really like you, he can smash before the date and still take you on a date. And it'll still be fun. Dude, we don't really want to mess mess with you like that. He just hit it and quit it, or hit it. And it'd be like a booty call, friends with benefits kind of thing. That's what y'all need to understand, man. There's different levels to this thing. Trying to get gas, trying to trick gas to get y'all. That ain't gonna work. I need to pay these bills for my kid. You can't do this thing. We got nothing to talk about. Why would a guy want to sign up for a long-term relationship with that kind of attitude? You thinking, damn, I'm at peace by myself. I can just pay a broad. Kids crying in the room, you trying to hit. Really? You want to talk to a dude crazy like that? That's what you offering? Baby, son hit me. Trying to smash. They're not thinking about how guys think about it. Like I was saying, you got to deal with all kinds of stuff, man. That on a single parent, mothers, children, and all that stuff. Of course, you got to deal with that. You ain't my real daddy and all that stuff. Dad coming over, see my kids, arguing. You got a history with your girl. You talking to her all familiar, and it's right for him to do that because he has a history with her. See, the new guy, you looking at that, man, dude talk to my girl like he know her or something. He do know her. So now y'all don't factor none of that stuff. Y'all just want something, want a ring. And when the dudes kill each other, you just move on to another sucker. Baby daddy's dead, baby daddy dead. Even the new guy you try to get to be the stepfather, you dead. They killed each other in a shootout. Or some revenge shit from the family that came back on them. Either or, dude. Now you move on. That's the kind of stuff Tommy saw. That's what I was kind of vibing with Tommy Mayor about on YouTube. So black men always get killed by black women. That's a lot. You don't have to like that dude, and he was a cool Sambo. But you right about that. A lot of dudes get killed. A lot of black men get killed because of the woman. It's just it's not necessarily how black women be setting guys up. It's just that y'all move reckless, man. Y'all don't move with understanding how territorial we are. Y'all don't move like that. Y'all be putting us in situations where the guys come around. Y'all think it's funny. And y'all probably don't really care about the danger, see? But that's reckless, man. That's reckless.